Hello, this is Creekside Church's training video on how we use ProVideoServer in our services. So if you're watching this video, you're most likely interested in ProVideoServer, you're a volunteer here at Creekside and you want to learn more about how ProVideoServer works and how it operates during our services. So what we're going to do here, as you can see on the screenshot here, we're going to go down, we're going to open up ProVideoServer. And when it opens up, there's going to be two video channels, as you can see here. There's one on the left here, that is our main video channel, and then we have channel number 2, which we call that our playback channel, or oftentimes referred to as our time-slipped channel. So essentially what ProVideoServer is doing, at least for us in this application, is that the first video channel, channel 1, is our main channel. It's recording the service live, straight from our video switcher, and so all the audio, everything is going straight through right there, and that's just a live feed of it. Channel 2, that's our playback channel. So what we're going to do with that is we're actually going to take that live feed and we can play it back in that second channel, and we can delay it, we can pause it, we can do whatever we want with the video at that point in time. So in our services, we have our main service and we have to time slip it, is the term that we use, to send it over to the west side odd, which doesn't always line up perfectly with the main gym. So we want the ability to pause the video and play it back exactly when we want to. It's kind of like your PVR at home with cable, where you can pause live TV and play it back when you're ready. So what I'm going to do here now is, if you see in the playback channel, there's a file there. That's from last week. We're going to get rid of that. So if you come in on a Sunday morning and there are files in there, you can just delete them. As you see, I'm going to delete that file that's there right now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here into the Sunday service folder, and I'm going to delete any files that are in there as well. Usually I would do this during the week and it'll be all clear for you and ready to go on Sunday morning. Sometimes I may forget to do that, so you can just go in here and delete any of the files that are in there. So now we go back into ProVideoServer here, and you can see where it says prepare to record. If we push that button, we come to another screen, and we can actually go in there and it says edit setup. So press the edit setup button, and you'll notice it actually goes back to the screen we're already on. We have to do that just because of the way ProVideoServer works. But we go back in here, now we can go back and we can rename the file. So normally what we do on a Sunday morning is we name the first one first, in the second service we name second, and so on. So just to keep it simple, we're just going to type in first into here. Now we go and we press prepare to record once again. And if you'll notice over in the Finder there, underneath the Sunday service folder, a new file appears called first. This is going to be the recording that we're going to do of our first service. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag that file down into the playback channel. So you see now it says first down there. Now if we try and play back this file, nothing's going to show up because nothing's been recorded yet. But once we start recording, we'll be able to play that back as it records. So let's start recording. So on the main channel, we'll press the record button. Now if we go over into our playback channel, we can select the file in the file bin, and then we can press play. So just press it. You'll see a little title screen come up, and then we can press play. We need to give it at least 5 seconds, otherwise the computer gets overwhelmed and it'll freeze the video and stuff. So we need to give it about 5 seconds for it to buffer properly. So once it's at 5 seconds, we can press play. Now, as you can see on the video there, it's the exact same video playing, it's just delayed by about 5 or 6 seconds, or however long we waited to start the second video. Now we can go in there, we can press pause, we can press play, we can do whatever we want with that video. Normally on a Sunday morning we just let it play until we get to the message, but whenever we need to, we just press pause. Now if you look underneath the playback video, there are 2 times. The time on the left is the first time, and that is the play time of the video. That just keeps playing. That tells us how long the video has been playing for. The second time is the time remaining in the video. Now, the main channel, if you notice, has the same times on them. The first one will be different because we're delayed a little bit on the second channel, but you'll see that they have the same time windows there. So our videos are automatically set to be 2 hours long. So if we forget to stop recording, the video will stop itself after 2 hours. If we stop it before 2 hours, then that's just how long the video is, right? So usually our services are about an hour, so our videos usually end up being about an hour to an hour and 5 minutes long. So the time remaining part isn't as important to us as the time played part is. So if we click on the time played part, you'll notice that it can change color from yellow to white. When it's yellow, that means it's actually using something called time code, whereas it's white, it's just using real time. Pro video people usually use time code for things, but for our purposes on Sunday mornings, we prefer just to use the regular time, so we'll just keep it in white there. The reason why the time section is important to us is because if our video gets stopped or we lose where we are, we can jump to any time we want. If we go up and press the jump button and enter in a time, so on our current video I'm going to jump to 1:15 since that puts me about 5 seconds behind the live video, the video will jump to that time and now it's paused and I just have to press play, but it'll start playing from wherever I jump that time to. As well, you can also use the rewind and fast forward buttons to navigate to anywhere you need to go in the video. It'll bring you more to an approximate time at that point, but it's an easy way to get back and forth in the video again if you get lost while you're in there somewhere. Now you notice if I fast forward too far though, the video will just freeze because there is no video beyond that point. And if it does that, the video just won't unfreeze when it gets to that point. You're actually going to have to use the jump button to jump to a specific time or start it again from the beginning. So you notice here I just press the jump button, the current time that it's at comes forward, we've already passed that time, so I can just press the play button now. So once our service is done, we can go in, we can press the stop button on each channel. Then now what we need to do is we need to load up for the next service. So we go back to prepare to record area and we name a new file called second. And we press prepare to record and then drag that file in beside the first service file. Now you can move the files wherever you want. You can order them whatever way you want, whatever way that makes sense for you. But we will leave the first service file in though, just in case we need it, which is what we're going to discuss next. So now we can start recording the second service just as we did the first. And we click on the second file to start playback after 5 seconds, just like we did the other one. Now what happens though if something happens to our file though, if it didn't record properly or it's corrupted or something, it isn't playing back properly for us, what do? If this happens, we can always click on the first service file and jump to wherever we need to be in that file. This is why it's a good practice to write down the start time for the message in each service. So when you get to the message, I always have a little pad of paper there and I write down what time it was that I started the message at. That way if I need to go back to that service for some reason because another service is wrong, I can just jump to that specific time real simply and easily. I don't have to be navigating through and it takes a while. And oftentimes if our file is corrupted, we need to find it right away. So that's why that jump time is really useful in those situations. And just a little added information here too. If you stop the main channel when the service is done, it will not affect the second channel from playing. It just means that the file will only play till the end of the recording. And as long as we go to the end of the service before we hit stop, then it won't matter anyways because we're going to have switched sources anyways. So if you can see right here that the file is 43 seconds long and I've stopped it and the playback video is going to keep playing until it gets to 43 seconds. Once the services are done, you can exit out of ProVideoServer and you'll see that the service files are kept in the Sunday service folder so they can be taken and edited to be put up online at any time. That is ProVideoServer and how we use it here at Creekside in a nutshell. Thank you.